never told anybody that I'm a PK, and I just behaved like any other person.
Translation.
So, yeah, that's what
you were naughty.
That's what I can pull off.
You know, but they say just
How
like any other
can you
kid,
say
it's a
that
nicer
to
way
a
of
woman of
putting it
God?
across. What were the kind of song choices? The way I must say, tell me.
You know, so you can't talk about having a crusade and not singing. So you're not only my brother because of the PK Gwans, but also from Kumusha.
Hey, Mr. Manyowa Moto. From today, I'm no longer calling him Mr. Manyowa. He's now Mpasha.
Sano Mpasha. When you look a certain way, I receive you a certain way, and it's subconscious. So everything that we've done, or even musically, and even the way I present myself, has been very intentional. You know, I don't want the message of Jesus to be diluted, especially when I stand in front of people by the vessel.
I get a feeling that you're that kind of person who pays attention to detail. Are you like that?
So I'm learning. I'm learning. Yeah.
It's actually, I think, more than 2.5 million views on YouTube. Wow. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
I don't know. I'm not the one who's viewing the song.
Explain to me how that really works, because a lot of people kind of struggle then to match melody and lyrics, and sometimes they might have good lyrics but bad melody, or they have good melody but bad lyrics. How do you get both okay?
Okay, so for me, the key word is intentionality. For me, the trick is I will keep on singing it until I can record. So there have been times I just said to my husband, Imbomira, I don't want to talk until I put this down, because the moment I keep quiet, I'm not going to have it. So just chill with your story and we'll continue. So yeah.
What can you advise as the best concept of songwriting?
So for songwriting, maybe I can think of a few things. Number one, songwriting comes in maybe windows or seasons. So when the window is open, make sure you milk it. Make sure you write.
Hello everyone, and welcome again to another episode of Admire's Close-Up, and this is your main man speaking, Admire Manyange. And today, if I have ever been honored, I don't even have the right words to describe how much I feel so honored to have this amazing woman, this Zimbabwe. I think there's a new term I want to describe her. She's one of Zimbabwe's finest gospel music magnets. This woman is a professional in everything. I mean, professional auditor, professional wife, professional singer, professional songwriter, professional mother, professional, everything is professional. Even when she smiles, it's all professional. Guys, I'm not tripping. I'm telling you, this woman is phenomenal. Some of you know her as Janet Manyowa, but today I'm not going to call her that. I'm going to call her as Cici Rijo. Welcome,
Oh,
Cici.
wow,
How are
that
you doing?
is so funny. You've taken me way back to my father's house where they would call me Rijo and naughty.
Today I want us to open those naughty files, because I mean, you're a PK, I'm a PK. We know how that title, it's got its own brand, you know, and normally it's not a good brand. Because everybody's always like,
Normally it's not.
No. Yeah. Tell me. I just want to know something from your past about the whole PK thing. Anything at all you can pick up from the archive and just share with me.
Okay, yeah, for the benefit of the audience, maybe some don't know that PK means pastor's, preachers or pastor's child. So when I went to high school, I did not tell anybody I'm a PK. Because PKs are subject to a lot of scrutiny. They're subject to a lot of judgment. So I didn't want that following me. So I never told anybody that I'm a PK, and I just behaved like any other person.
Translation,
so, that's what
you were naughty.
That's what I can pull off.
You know, when they say just
How
like any other kid,
you say that to a woman of God?
Interesting. Tell me something about high school a little bit. There's an interview I followed where you said you were constantly, there was like you changed a couple of schools, you know, in high school.
Yeah.
What was the cause of that? Was it?
Ayasha. Do you want to do that interview or this interview? In that,
it got my attention. I think, you know what? I really want to know.
No. So partially. Okay. Before I answer, let me tell you this: all things work together for good, and God orchestrates our lives before we even know it.
Yeah.
So I want you to know, before I answer your question, that everything that happened to my life culminated to be what I am today.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now to answer your question, I was naughty in some instances, and then I was transferred to another school, but it then worked out because I then passed with flying colors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's a testimony. At least it has a happy ending. Most PKs, the endings are not really happy. But, interesting. Like you said, I mean, it's not always easy as a PK. My days in high school, my dad was a deacon. So kind of after high school, that's when he became a pastor. So it was kind of a different issue altogether. But still, I kind of lived a life of a PK. We had all these crusades. My dad was a deacon and he was so into these crusades and stuff. And I heard you talk about going to crusades and stuff. And I want to know a little bit about those experiences, I want to know the kind of song choices. What were the kind of song choices? The way I must say, tell me.
So you can't talk about having a crusade and not singing. That was what we lived by. Yeah. And I remember so well one of the crusades, the electricity going, and then we just had to continue. So we kept on singing, and you know what, we had to project. And I always say it's those experiences that taught me to project more than I could have. So I thank God for those experiences and what they taught me.
Yeah, because a lot of people think it's easy. They see you now on a very big stage and they think you just woke up and it was just bam. The reason why I'm going back to your archives, because I personally believe that people who really inspire us to the core are people that we kind of know a bit about where they came from, and we now fully understand how the grace of God took them from where they were to where they are right now. So, well, forgive me for digging into your past, PK, but tell me a little bit. You just told me moments before that you are from Rusape and I am from Mutare, Wasu. You are officially my sister from today, eh?
Wasu chahiye. Yes. So you're not only my brother because of the PK Gwans, but also from Kumusha.
Hey, Mr. Munyawa na moto. From today, I'm no longer calling him Mr. Munya. He's now Pasha.
no, Mukwasha. Yeah.
Interesting. Just tell me a few venues that those crusades took place. I'm just trying to think. Probably I could have been on one of those, you know?
There were so many. You know, I'm a small town girl. I was in Chegutu. So we would do our crusades by the bus terminus in Chegutu and also in Banket. But one major crusade I was called for and I sang at was Vasaungwemis crusade in Mufakosi. I still need to see that amount of people in one place.
Wow.
It was scary. And there were a lot of healings in that place. It really taught me a lot about the presence of God and his healing power. Yeah.
Did you ever get scared? Because I did. Especially when those demons are doing like, you're like, okay, all right. Yeah.
Shama. I did. No. And you know, being a PK, some of those deliverance sessions at home, those ones were the real ones.
Yeah.
Those ones were the real ones.
What was your escape plan? For me, I would hide in my room and I'll go and I'll lock the door.
No, you know what? My parents would always have that scripture. If a demon gets out and it doesn't, you know that it will take 7 others, and then the 8, and then they come. So you would keep on praying.
When I think about those days, you know, it's just like, wow. But tell me something about, you know, your character. You know something very interesting. When I first heard about you, back then, I think I was still in Joburg. I heard, there's this musician called Janet, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, let's hear what's up. Before I heard anything about your sound and everything, one thing that blew my mind off, I just saw your dressing. And it told me a lot, like, literally, I saw 1,000 things written by just your appearance. Wow. Like, I just loved maybe it's because I'm a PK, you know how it is. We are told, no, cover your body, blah, blah, blah. So naturally, I was like, this is it, you know? She knows what she's doing, this one. Yeah. So tell me something. In a world which is fast changing, and a lot of PKs, once they're no longer with their parents, they're like, you know what? Hey, the cat is now away, so the mice is now.
I'm now free. I'm now free at last. You know what? It's so amazing that you're saying what you're saying, because it then solidifies the fact that people, I don't want to say judge, but accept people based on how they look. And it is not, we may argue it all we want, but it is a natural response. When you look a certain way, I receive you a certain way, and it's subconscious. So everything that we've done, or even musically, and even the way I present myself, has been very intentional. I think about will Jesus be glorified if I stand in front of people? You know, I don't want the message of Jesus to be diluted, especially when I stand in front of people, by the vessel. The vessel should never dilute the message. The vessel should just enable the message to be clearer. But most of the times, the way we appear or look or what we say then distracts or dilutes that message. And it's something that I hold so strongly in my heart, and I'm very intentional about. I love that. And like it transcends into like it gets into even the way your productions are, you know. It's not just about the decent dressing, there's just that excellence, you know. And I get a feeling that you're that kind of person who pays attention to detail. Are you like that? A stickler for success. You know, there's there's a good side and a bad side to that. So I don't always take it as a compliment, because sometimes I do understand that I need to tone down and not be too expectant for perfection.
Yeah.
So I'm learning. I'm learning. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes two of us.
Yeah. But you know what? Let me just say, as
my wife always says, because she's like, no, you'll finish it tomorrow. I'm like, no, it has to be like this. I'm not sleeping until I finish this.
No. I need to finish it today. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know something else I want to shock you with that we have in common, you probably didn't know. You know, as a PK, my dad actually taught me keyboard as well. And I know your dad also, he got you to learning keyboard, right? I think at the age of 10, if I'm not mistaken.
But you know what? Our parents were doing that for selfish reasons. I always said to my dad, you sent me to piano so that I could play in church. But well, if it advances the kingdom, what can we say now?
You know, you know what? You're absolutely right. I mean, seriously, you know the day that my dad taught us, there was a belt here. It was me here and my brother here and a belt here. And he was like, you're not going to bed until. Now, the hard thing about the way we learned, he was the teacher. At least your dad had to send you to.
I know that one is a disaster. Shame.
It was some experience. But I want to hear more about your abilities in music and how you have managed to grow that. But we're going to talk about it in the next segment. Ladies and gentlemen, don't go anywhere. We still have a CCE show in the studio, so don't go anywhere. She'll be talking more about the music and how she is doing that, the composition and everything that comes with that. We'll be back shortly after this break. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second segment. We still have CC. CC, tell me about your keyboard abilities. Really, I actually didn't really know you play keys, really, until when I was doing research and I was like going through your interviews that you did recently, and I found out that, wow, she plays keys. Because I was going to ask you this question because I've seen you sitting on a piano in, I think, there's a project I saw you sitting on a white piano and you were outside. I forgot the name of the song, but you were sitting outside on a piano. And I wanted to say, you play piano too? Interesting.
Oh, you know, so I was sent to piano school in grade 5. And my parents really, were thinking about that whole, you are a musician and God has called you to be a worshiper. But unfortunately, in that time, I didn't take it seriously, unfortunately. And it has only then taken me up to now to really start learning and doing the lessons as a mother, which I should have done properly when I was just 10, you know. So I do play, but not as proficiently. And but one day, just watch the space. You will then you'll then see the whole ensemble together. But yeah, that's my instrument. I love piano because I think that's the basis of all music. Yeah.
Wow. And I happen to have played keyboard. Was the first instrument I actually learned and kind of mastered a bit. And well, I played it a lot of times. My dad was biased, you know, the whole crusade stuff, you know, the drill. So from there and did a whole lot of other instruments, but that's not important. I want to talk about you. You, oh my goodness. So you do piano. So tell me something. When you produce, I know you work with Mr. Mark Madzinga. Shout out to him. He's a great producer.
Yeah.
So when you guys are doing music and you're doing sound, do you find yourself in some instances where you kind of tell him that I don't want this melody, I want this melody? How does the whole composition of songs go? How do you guys rock it out?
Always. It's always no. It doesn't sound like that, and unfortunately, because that's one of the reasons I have really taken more interest in my piano playing, so that I can be able to translate what I'm hearing in my head. So with Mark, because he understands me more now, he knows that, okay, let's find an alternative code or whatever. It's not working. And for me, the thing that happens the most is the songs come even at a live event. So he has to really know how to maneuver around everything that's happening, because I'm not playing and there's no time for me to say, no, that's wrong. We have to wing it and we have to press on until the song comes out. Amazing. So, but Mark has been phenomenal, and I thank God that he's skilled. Yeah.
I see one of your songs, Zadzisa. It's actually, I think, more than 2.5 million views on YouTube. Wow. How did you do that?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
I don't know. I'm not the one who's viewing the songs.
Surely there's something you did in that song. Like,
I don't know.
And just to prove that it's not just some luck, the other ones, they're in millions again. I mean, Nyasha Ngoni is like 1.5 million. And then there's like a bunch of them. They're like million something, billion something. It's like, it got me wondering, when you do your song composition, maybe let's touch on lyrics before we go to the actual sound and whatever. When you write lyrics, I heard you in another interview, you said sometimes the melody comes with the words, like it just comes, everything. Explain to me how that really works, because a lot of people kind of struggle then to match melody and lyrics, and sometimes they might have good lyrics but bad melody, or they have good melody but bad lyrics. How do you get both okay?
Okay, so for me, the key word is intentionality. Most of the times I can give an example of Vawudze. Vawudze was me thinking about victory, then thinking, okay, how do I portray victory? What kind of sound would accompany the words of victory? So the words and the melody then come together. So it's just about thinking about it. Like I want to write a love song to God, and what kind of sound bed does that have? And then I put words to it. I want to write a happy song, so I put myself into the zone of if I'm happy, how would I dance? How would I sing? And then that's how the melody and the song come together for me. But the most important thing I think for any songwriter is to then match what you're saying or what you're thinking against the word of God, so that it makes sense. It's biblical, it's gospel, it's not heresy that we are making people sing at the end of the day. So that's my process.
Yeah. So tell me something. I know a lot of musicians do this, because I kind of do it sometimes. You get this melody, you're probably in the bathroom or something, and then you try to reach out to your phone and you try to record it before you forget. Do you ever get stuff like that? You got all soap in your head and you got the song and you need to record it. And do you ever have such situations?
No, I do. For me, the trick is I will keep on singing it until I can record.
Wow.
So there have been times I just said to my husband, Imbomira, I don't want to talk until I put this down, because the moment I keep quiet, I'm not going to have it. So just chill with your story and we'll continue. So yeah.
Right. But at least I think Mr. Munyanala, he really understands that now. I mean, that is interesting. I like that. So coming down to how the melody works. You know, I'm a musician, so I'm really going to ask you deeper into how the whole music is actually kind of, how you add the flesh. And I'm going to use an example of Zadzisa, because really, 2.5 million, that's not a joke. How did you guys put together the sound? Like, don't explain everything, but just in a nutshell, just let us know the concept of how you guys put together stuff. Who came up with intro? Who did the bridge? Who did the solo and stuff like that?
So Zadzisa is a special one. I went, it was the first time I worked with my producer, Andrew Baird. So I gave him the song as a voice note, and it had no keys. It was just my voice. Because I just gave it to him, and then he listened and he said, you know what, Janet, I love the chorus 100%, change nothing, but go and look at how you can make the verse better. So I had the bridge, I had the words figured out. But you know, there's just something about someone who points you in the direction of where you need to go, and then you perfect knowing exactly what you're targeting. Because if someone had asked me to relook at the song with my perspective, I probably would have changed the chorus. So you just need another ear which can tell you the truth and you can listen to. And that's what happened with Zadzisa really. And when he sent me the demo, I was just like, what are you talking about? This is insane. This is more than what I imagined. So for Zadzisa, I think there's a whole lot happening there for many people. It's just the musicianship and also the words that really speak about the word of God. So
Interesting. So what can you advise as the best concept of songwriting?
So for songwriting, maybe I can think of a few things. Number one, songwriting comes in maybe windows or seasons. So when the window is open, make sure you milk it. Make sure you write. Don't write one song and then just forget about it. Keep on writing. Keep on studying the word, because you know, out of the abundance of our heart, our mouth then speaks. So we need to be having a lot. We need to be having a lot within us so that we can then give it out in and then making our words become melodies and songs. So that's my structure, and really it's also bouncing off ideas, other people, and listening to a lot of music. You can't of the kind of music that you emulate to sing. You can't be listening to dance all the whole day yet you want to sing opera.
I like that. I like that. I'm going to come for lessons.
That's my example, if it makes sense.
I'm going to come for lessons how to actually, you know, I mean, this is, you know, don't go for the
sure. You know, I'm not gonna charge anyone, but PKs, I'm gonna charge them because they are the naughty ones.
Oh my goodness! Oh my word! I wish I didn't tell you I'm a PK. It's too late for that. Interesting. Wow. I guess the next question I wanted to ask you, you've already answered it, because I wanted to ask, how do you get the lyrics to have so much depth? And you've already shared about the word. But tell me something, apart from just having, because I've seen some people singing verses, which is like literally from the Bible, but it doesn't have that impact. What's another element that adds weight to the song, apart from just having taken words from the Bible? Is there any other element that you put into it so that when a person listens to it, it's not just some word that is just being spoken or sung in a song? You know,
my thinking is if it moves me, there's a high chance that it will move someone else. If you're going to write something, it doesn't even move you. It's highly likely it's not going to move someone else. So if it's a season of believing God for a miracle, what words would I say from the depths of my heart? I really need to believe it. There's something about emotion. There's something about leaving the testimony that you are singing. Because if you don't believe it, no one else is going to believe it.
Okay, tell me something, a question that is in your current music, but I'm gonna pick something from the old side. You used to sing "Huyai Mose Tina Mate." How did that "Huyai Mose" turn into "Ramakarela Richard"? Tell me, how did you achieve that transition?
So when I grew up, I listened to a lot of gospel music. Being a PK, obviously, Mumba Medu Kwaingoritzwa gospel. We would just listen to Jimmy Swagger. Jimmy Swagger, Jimmy Reeves, Shirley Caesar. Oh my gosh, Shirley Caesar. And My Suluma. So I really loved how My Suluma wrote her Shona, and myself being a very patriotic Zimbabwean, I believe everyone should be able to worship the Lord in their language. So as I grew up, there was a gap of, I love God. I'm in this place and I want to worship God this way, but there's no music. There is some, but there's not enough music that's just covering that gap. So initially that was my target, to have music where the millennials could relate to and still worship God in Shona and they're not bored. So I then believe that that was God's call for my life, to bridge that gap and to also have the youngsters, the age of my children, 9, 8, to still relate with Shona worship songs. And I believe God is doing a great work in that regard. So it was taking my experiences and merging everything into something new, something great, something fresh. And the word is always intentionality.
Interesting. Wow. Now I wanna dive into more of the professional side of your life and your brand as the Janet Manyowa music. But I don't want to get into it right now. I'm just going to go on a short break right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have Sisiri Jo. Oh, that name is not going anywhere tonight. She's still here with us in the studio, so don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back shortly after this break. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dichiri nasi sangu mudomu. Hey, I'm so happy. That's the city Joy still in the house, guys. Hey, right, Zizi.
Yeah.
I mean, by just looking at you, you do some awesome dance moves in your music videos. I'm so curious to know. Somebody would actually think you got married last week. You don't look like a mom. I'm like, seriously? What do you do? What do you do to your health to stay young, fit, and healthy? I know you hit the gym, so don't tell me about it. I want to know something else.
So I believe in living a healthy lifestyle. Working out is great, but eating right is better. So I believe in eating right, a lot of fruits and veggies, drinking water, and all those things that we don't like. And
tell me something. Typically on a day, what is your diet like?
My diet. Okay, so I Okay, right now I'm on a new regime, but let me tell you the old one. The old one, I don't eat, so it's oats in the morning, usually, breakfast. I avoid all those other processed cereals, over-processed cereals, and then I have coffee, limited to 1 cup a day, and I have lunch with a little bit of starch, and then my supper is fit for rabbits. My supper is fit for rabbits.
Oh my goodness! Wow. And Mr. Munya eats that too, or he's got his own different menu altogether?
Yeah, he's got his own thing. But he's got his own. He encourages me.
He's a tall man. So obviously, it goes by size, I guess.
Yeah, he then says, we're different. I need to eat more. Eat more. Yeah.
Interesting. Tell me something about water. I've heard a lot of people say drink loads of water. What is there? How much of water do you drink?
It's all about hydration, especially if you are a vocalist, a musician. You need to be hydrated, and I actually know it when I sing and I didn't drink enough water. Even if I wake up the next day, I know I didn't drink enough water the previous day. On average, I'm supposed to drink 3 liters, but I'm almost on the 2-liter mark.
Okay, interesting. I want to take you back slightly on. We're talking about the lyrical composition of your music, right?
Yeah.
When you are on stage with your team, have you ever made a mistake of singing wrong lyrics? I mean, of your songs.
Always.
Tell me about it.
The funniest thing, even in church, I always ask my backing vocalists to remind me, because maybe I've just spoken, exhorted the saints or whatever, and then I forget how the next song starts. So they are always like, I was glad when they said to me, I was glad when they said to me, so that's, okay, I was glad when they said, oh my gosh, I shouldn't say such secrets.
Speaking of mistakes on stage, who reacts more on stage with your team? If anybody makes a mistake, who's that one who really gets so worked out?
It is me, hey, but I'm learning to take it easy. And with time, you end up just knowing, oh, well, it's a mistake. We're all human. And you pick yourselves up and you can restart a song and it's quite okay. We're human.
Tell me something. Have you, on a live performance, which you know that afterwards there's no chance of doing a post-production?
Have I on a live performance?
If you're on a live performance, have any of your members done something performed really bad, and how did you deal with that situation? Because I know live DVDs you can do a post-production, fix stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's live and there's no post, has that situation occurred, and how did you handle it?
I try by all means to just live my life as plainly as I can and not have a certain image or picture which I cannot maintain. So there are times where I've actually just said, guys, give us a moment, and we just regroup and just give each other direction, or my music director, usually Mark, will give direction while I speak to the audience. And we take it from there. We don't have to pretend.
I know those, eh?
Yeah, we don't have to pretend like we are perfect. We are work in progress. We all are. Yeah.
I like it. Reminds me of some time when I used to work with Sammys Blessing. So I was new to his band, so I didn't know most of the songs. So I would play a wrong song and a wrong intro. So he will stop everyone and he's like, Mapisare ma 53 chapter 1 in Noti. Then he gives me that look like
exactly.
He's like, and then there's a finger behind his hand. He's like, wrong song. And then he's like going on with the scripture. So I'm trying to think, is that what you do? You'll be quoting scriptures.
You'll be sorting. You'll be spitting out scriptures. Yet things are being sorted in the back. That's why you always have to be loaded, eh?
You'll be preaching the PK side of you, the manifesting, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Tell me something about the management side of your music. You have such an excellent brand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Like the way, you guys operate, you're welcome. I like it and I love it. How did you bring about the team? I know Mr. Munya is your husband. He's like your manager. And like, how did you bring about the team? Did you guys, do you have, what's your criteria? Do you want your people to speak in tongues first so they can work with you? How do you get your team together?
It's always a struggle for musicians, church and churches and all, to just have that balance between skill and heart. It always is a struggle. Yeah. So for us, it has been a journey of letting people be themselves and also speak how you want things done. And it helps to be professional. It helps to put things on a very professional pedestal where you lay out your expectations and the other side also airs out their expectations, and both sides endeavor to meet each other's expectations. So it really has been obviously thought out processes with prayer in there, but also looking at the music side as a very professional and well-run machine that can then move by itself, And we thank God that we have the team that we have. They are very dedicated, and I think we also try our best to retain our team.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Tell me something, between you and Mr. Munya, right?
Yeah.
Your husband, Mukwasha. Let me call him Mukwasha. Between you and Mukwasha.
Call him Mukwasha.
Yes. Between you and Mukwasha, who gets playful when it's time for work?
Who gets playful?
Yeah, I know Mukanga not Tukubasa and starts to be a bit playful, and it has to be reminded that hey, we need to focus here.
I think it's Munya. Because Munya he is more. I'm more of the get work done or otherwise no sleep. He's more of people. Oh, they're tired. I'm more of that. So I thank God for that balance. He will put jokes in there. Me, when it's work, there are no jokes. It's just
serious business. You know, in South Africa they'll be like serious business.
Serious. Watunga is looking at me and nodding. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Jesus. Many people are accused, or let me not use the way accused, or maybe sometimes it seems so in some instances, but sometimes it's not really the case. But like when a person grows to be a brand like how you are right now, this is no longer Sisiri Joe. This is now Mrs. Janet Manyowa. And to reach to you, it's now almost like a mission impossible. You it's not just like that easy, like how it was with Dara, where you can just go power up, How has it been for you, and how are you handling those people who, of course, I know they are there. They say, how do you handle that?
My brother, it gets harder. It gets harder and harder. And there are a lot of people who are wanting your attention. But what I have tried to do is I definitely can't be there for everyone all the time, but there can be a select number of people who I believe God will have led to my life at a certain point, who can speak to me, but I can't be everywhere at every time. It's with everyone. So it's one of those things that we have to manage, but obviously we try by all means to be responsive. And when I tell my friends I might respond late, but I'm gonna respond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard it.
Yeah. And
you heard it, people. She can't be there for everyone.
but I try. I'm trying my best.
Yeah. No, that's good. You're very humble. Tell me something. As I'm concluding this segment, it really breaks my heart, Sisi, because one of the interviews I saw, you mentioned something that really broke me. You said in the near future, you don't see yourself pursuing music, or perhaps like withdrawing yourself a bit from it, like something like that. And I was just thinking about people like myself and many of my brothers and sisters watching who are inspired, who are healed, who are delivered, who are encouraged and by the music you have been doing. And I'm thinking, have you thought about all those people? And if you did,
I didn't say
I
I don't see myself singing, ministering.
Seriously?
No.
Because there's an interview I heard, and you were saying you see yourself taking a back step, and I was like, no. Why would you take a back step?
No, that was not me. That was not me. Definitely.
Oh my goodness. I am happy. I'm the happiest guy today.
No,
really?
that was not me. You know, definitely people move in seasons. I might not be releasing as much music as I have been doing. Maybe 10 years from now, I might be in a different season. Or I might even be releasing more than I have been doing now. You know, for gospel music, it's more about hearing from God and which direction God is taking your life at any point. And at this point, I'm not going back. I'm not going back.
Wow.
I'm definitely investing my time and seeking the face of the Lord, really, to know where are you directing this. This wasn't my plan, and this was your plan, Lord. So you should have something more beautiful in front of me.
Interesting.
So I do believe in the future I will have more opportunity to work with many more musicians, many more writers. I believe in writing new songs, and things about songwriting are so dear to my heart. Yeah, so no, we're not throwing in the towel. Jesus hasn't yet said we should.
Yes.
We haven't yet finished preaching the gospel throughout the nations. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so happy. You have no idea how happy I am. Especially when you said you still want to work with other musicians and stuff. You know, I'm just scratching my head here and keeping my fingers crossed with, you know what? Maybe
we're gonna have an album called what is it called? It's Zayoja. They call it Sadop. The Sadopas.
Interesting.
The Sons and Daughters of Preachers album.
Oh my goodness. I want to be part of that.
Yeah.
I want to be part of that. Awesome.
Yeah.
No, thank you so much for your time and coming through, and thank you to your team. You have such an excellent team. They've been communicating with us very well.
Thank you.
Indeed, it's been a blessing having you. But before you go, I have this small, tiny little game I play. I call it Admire's Truth Game. And there will be 4 questions on the screen. Unfortunately, you can't see the questions. You have to select 2 numbers, and I will read out the question here, and you have to tell us the absolute truth. And that's it.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes. Yeah, let's go for it.
Let's go for it.
Yes.
All right. You have to select 2 questions of the 4.
Okay.
So I'm waiting for you to pick the 2 numbers from 1 to 4. You can pick any 2.
I'm going to pick number 1 because I believe in God the Father. Number 1.
Number one.
And then I'm going to pick number 3 for Trinity, and I have 3 children. Yeah. So
my goodness.
I'll pick 1 and 3.
Okay. All right. Number 1 reads, if your husband was the musician and you were not, what would you have done to support him?
That's a hard question. If my husband was a musician and I was not,
Yes.
what would I have done? What would I have done to support him?
And don't talk about accounting, please.
I would take posters and walk in my neighborhood, and I would wear the posters with my husband's face, and I'll knock in the neighborhood. Guys, this is Munya's wife. You know, we do music.
Oh my goodness!
I don't know.
Picture you doing that.
I think Munya has done everything that can be done. Oh my gosh, I don't know, but I would be so. I think I would just always wear his face. Yeah, I would always wear a T-shirt with his face.
Okay. Wow, that's sweet. I like that. All right, I'm gonna jump on to number 3. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Can you sing right now 1 bar of any song from Natty O?
How can you do that?
Well,
One bar.
1 bar only. Not the whole song, just 1 bar.
The bar that I know. 1 bar from Natty O's song. I can just sing the chorus, isn't?
It's fine.
No, there's that song which I used to like, vroom vroom. What is it called? I just want to drive a broom. And of course, and then I would end it, Auntie Perry Power. Auntie Perry Power.
Oh my goodness. You heard her, guys. She doesn't want to drive a broom.
I want to drive a broom. I don't know the rest.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you made my day. No, thank you so much, my sister. Hey, it's been a great pleasure having you on Close Up Talk Show, and please do take care, and thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was such a blast. May the Lord bless you and keep you, and may you flourish and see his goodness in the land of the living. Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The interview with my sister, Sisiri Jo, a.k.a. Sister Janet, a.k.a. Mrs. Manyowa. You heard her, guys. Woman full of excellence and laughter as well, you know. If you see her on stage, you think she doesn't laugh like this, eh? But she is one of a kind, a phenomenal. So don't forget to like, comment, and share this show, and to your friends and your families. Till we meet again. Bye for now.
Bye.
We are a full-service advertising agency with intentional creators who deliver innovative solutions, remarkable brands, and highly thoughtful experiences. AD Media provides a full-service brand and experience packages from start to finish. Whether your start is a blank canvas or a heritage in need of modernization, we also offer single service if you're not into that. From inspiration to execution, we develop the best ideas into projects and campaigns that allow small businesses and big corporations to effectively market their products, services, and events. To ensure successful advertising, we use quite a number of techniques, which include market research, conceptualizing, analysis, and evaluation. We execute every project and campaign with the 8-step process that delivers effective and strategic ideas in a short time frame. Whether you want to market a product, a service, a company, an event, or even you yourself, we will begin the marketing process by first establishing your target market audience and your goals. Whether you want to increase sales, improve customer experiences, or become the leader in your industry. So where are you going? Tell us, and we will show you how you can get there. For more information, contact the numbers appearing on your screen for a free consultation, and we'll take it from there.